Hey YouTube, it's me, Amarettomomma, coming to you with a quick Empire review. I'm not going to make this one as long as the show, a 1 hour long show and a 1 hour long review. I'm trying to make it as quick as possible. It is Season 1, Episode 10, Sins of the Father. You can imagine what that's all about. Well, it opens up with everybody sitting at the therapist room with Andre. But what's tripping me out is why is everybody just talking about this doggone IPO signing and the money and the this and the that? Nobody's really talking about him, and that really pissed me off. Then they went to then it cuts over to Lucious and Mary J. Blige singing a song. Lucious is at the piano. But I noticed this look that he gives to Olivia. Olivia gives this nod like, yeah, I see you. And he looks at her like, yeah, I see you too. I couldn't figure out what that was all about. But I got it now. I got it. All right. Then it switches over to the music therapy with Andre and Jennifer Hudson. And Jennifer is trying to explain to the family what this music therapy is, and Cookie just would not shut up. She really got on my nerves right about then, because they're already getting on my nerves because they seem more concerned about the money than they do about Andre. So she got on my nerves, and I just hollered, shut up, Cookie, because she just don't get it. She, you know, they explain, Rhonda goes on to explain to the family how Andre had his first breakdown back in college, and that answers a lot, because you know, some mental illnesses do develop in the early 20s, you know, with people. And so that explained a lot. But still, all they wanted to talk about was a stupid IPO. I know it's worth billions of dollars, and it would stand to make the company, and Lucious a billionaire, but, you know, this is somebody's life. But anyway, I digress. We're talking about the Lions here. Then it cuts over to Lucious trying to talk to Cookie, and everybody keeps interrupting. He's trying to tell her something really breathtaking and awe-striking or something. I don't know. But everybody keeps interrupting him, so he doesn't get a chance to tell her what it is he's trying to tell her. So what he says, so anyway, so it goes over to Lucious and Vernon sitting up at the table. And Lucious tells Vernon that he wants to spend the rest of his life with Cookie. He's saying that, let me see. And all while they're doing that, him and Vernon are stealing stocks from the boys to give to Cookie. You know, it's like stealing from Peter to pay Paul. Well, that's what they're doing. But Vernon said something about our company, and Lucious said, man, this ain't our company. I did this. And Vernon was like, oh, you did this? Okay. So he went on to sign the papers anyway. Anyway. It cuts over to Cookie. Cookie's in her office, and she's reading up on the internet on bipolarism. And as she's on the internet, here comes Malcolm walking in. He walks in and asks for her forgiveness and tells her, you know, he's been slacking on his job and all that because he fell for her. And she was like, what? You didn't fall for me? She walked up to him and gave him a big old kiss. Hoo-hoo, you go, Cookie. Cookie and Malcolm gonna get it on, I believe. Then it switches over to Jamal. Jamal, I don't even know what I said. So Jamal is singing a song about his new daughter, and he's in love with Lola, L-O-L-A. Took me all these episodes to learn that that's the baby's name, but that's her name. Her name is Lola. Okay, so while he's singing the song, Ryan is sitting there looking at him, you know, watching him sing the song in the studio. And he's like, really? Do you really feel that way about Lola? And Jamal is like, yeah. He was like, well, you know, I ain't trying to be no family man. Jamal was like, I ain't asking you to be no family man. We ain't even down like that yet, you know. And he says, well, you know, I'm sorry you feel that way, you know, but that's the way I feel. That's what Ryan said. And Jamal was like, well, that don't change the way I feel. I'm like, you go, boy. Stand up for yourself and your daughter. Then it cuts over to Olivia. She's trying to hop on the Greyhound bus to leave town. And here comes this guy at the bus stop, her ex-boyfriend. His name is Reg. He turns out to be the monster that little Lola keeps talking about all the time. She's talking about she's being scared and he being protected and the scary birds and all that stuff. Well, that's the man she was talking about all this time. But she really don't have to worry about him no more, because you'll find that out. You'll find out why in just a moment. Let's see. Lucious goes to Cookie and tells her that she's now the head A&R, whichever. I don't really know what that means. Then Cookie tells him, well, that's cool, just so long as I can do Cookie Lions Presents the Lucious Lion Sound, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, everything is all happy and everything is good. That's when all the interruptions start. Lucious is trying to tell Cookie something. We know what it is, but he just can't get it out. First, Jamal comes in and interrupts them, you know. It's just a mess, but he never gets a chance to tell her what he wants to tell her. Then, it switches over to Vernon. Vernon is in the doggone club with this white powder and a little paper. I guess it's cocaine. I don't know. It could be heroin. I don't know what it is. With this white powder that he's getting ready to snuff. He done tasted it, and I guess it tastes good to him. Whatever. So here comes Olivia and Scary Bird in the club with Vernon. And they're asking him to take them to Lola. And his dumb butt does. He saw something wasn't right. You know, you can look on Olivia's face that something wasn't right. So anyway, he agrees to take him to where Lola is, and I guess he does. Then, so everybody's over at the house. Everybody's at the house. Camilla walks in, her and Hakeem. They show up to show Lucious this new sound that Hakeem has. For some reason, Camilla thinks that she is his producer or something now. So, and he's falling for it because, as Cookie says, she got her drawers wrapped around his neck and he can't breathe. I thought that was cute. That's another one of them Cookie-isms. I'm going to make up a list of Cookie-isms. I think I'm going to do that. Anyway, so Lucious takes her to the side in the office and asks her, well, you know, what is it worth for you to get lost? And she was like, you can't quantify it. He said, well, I ain't talking about money, but of course he was. So she gets up to leave. He locks the door. The woman can't get out. So he offers her this money. They never do reveal how much the money is, but she rips the money up and says, you know, you can't buy me, whatever. And he says, you getting on the first plane back to London so you can go to your 1-bedroom flat and whatever. And she says, you know what, you can't buy me, I don't want your money. She rips the check up, throws it in his face. And as she's walking out the door, she turns around and tells Lucious, now I can't quote it because I didn't write it down, tells Lucious that soon as he's dead, she'll be back on the first plane. She'll be back on the first plane. Then she says something to the effect of, you'll be rotting in a wheelchair for 6 months with a colostomy bag trailing behind you, and I hope you have a miserable death and then rot in hell. That's messed up. That's messed up that you have that much contention for somebody that you wish them to be miserable and to die and go to hell. That's just awful. Lucious tells her that, you know, God didn't have no help and he didn't need none either. What? That's a bit much, Lucious. That is a bit much. Anyway, so it cuts over to Jamal and Hakeem. They singing Lola to sleep. Oh, it was so cute. They're singing to Lola and she falls asleep and they just get quiet and clap quiet and sing quiet. And they just dance on out the room. I thought, oh, that is so cute. Okay, so that was that. Then it goes over to Andre and Jennifer bonding. They're doing their music therapy. And she goes over and she closes the door. She looks around. Everything is looking real suspicious, right? Like she's about to do something really dirty. So she closes the door. She walks back over to Andre, who's sitting on the floor next to the piano. And he's sitting like men do with his legs all open. So she kneels down in front of him between his legs. And she leans her forehead onto his forehead. And he lifts up like he's going to kiss her. And she says, pray with me. And he's like, what? I don't pray. She said, well, just give it a try. He says, you pray for me. And they start to pray. And all she says is, dear God. And then it goes over to Cookie and Malcolm. Cookie's in the hallway talking to Malcolm in the lobby and asking him to just take me away. Take me away. Because she just left out of the room with Lucious where he finally gets a chance to tell her, you know, I want to be with you. I want you to move in with me. I want you to be my number one. And she's like, what? I ain't got time for that, you know. You just don't want to die alone. And then she goes out to the lobby and tells, what's his name? Malcolm. And she wants to go away with him. Woohoo, you go, Cookie. You know how to go after what you want. I need to learn from Cookie. Anyway, so that was just about the end of it. I tried to make it as quick as I could. So stay tuned for the 2-hour finale next Wednesday at 8. It's going to be 2 hours. I think it's from 8 to 10. Tune in at 8 just in case. If it's 9 to 11, at least you'll be there at 8 and you won't miss it. So there you go. So on the previews, I mean, they were frightening, y'all. They were going so lightning fast, it almost scared me. But I think I saw Jamal and Ryan doing it. And I think I saw Cookie and Malcolm doing it too. Then I think I saw Cookie and Anika fighting, y'all. I think that's what I saw. Then I think I saw Jamal throw Beretti off the parking structure. Is that what I saw? It was going so fast, I don't know what I saw. Then I think Cookie found out that Lucious killed Bunky and shot him in the eye. I think she found out. But we'll see. I think I need a drink. After all that, I think I need a drink before I faint. All right, so that's the end of my review for Empire. I will see y'all next week for the 2-hour finale. I can't wait. All right, y'all. See y'all next time. Bye.